Numbers chapter 14 talks about the people rebelled. It says this: Then all the congregation raised a loud cry, and the people wept that night. And all the people of Israel grumbled against Moses and Aaron. The whole congregation said to them, Would that we had died in the land of Egypt, or would that we had died in the wilderness. Why is the Lord bringing us to the land to fall by the sword? Our wives and our little ones will become a prey. Would it not be better for us to go back to Egypt? And they said to one another, Let us choose a leader and go back to Egypt. Then Moses and Aaron fell on their faces before all the assembly of the congregation of the people of Israel. And Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb the son of Jephunneh, who were among those who had spied out the land, tore their clothes and said to all the congregation of the people of Israel, The land which we passed through to spy it out is an exceedingly good land. If the Lord delights in us, he will bring us into this land and give it to us, that land that flows with milk and honey. Only do not rebel against the Lord, and do not fear the people of the land, for they are bread for us. Their protection is removed from them, and the Lord is with us. Do not fear them. And all the congregation said to stone them with stones. But the glory of the Lord appeared at the tent of meeting to all the people of Israel. And the Lord said to Moses, How long will this people despise me? And how long will they not believe in me? In spite of all the signs that I have done among them, I will strike them with the pestilence or disease, and disinherit them. And I will make of you a nation greater and mightier than they. And Moses intercedes for the people. But Moses said to the Lord, Then the Egyptians will hear of it, for you brought up this people in your might from among them, and they will tell the inhabitants of this land, They have heard that you, O Lord, are in the midst of this people, for you, O Lord, are seen face to face, and your cloud stands over them, and you go before them in a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. If you kill this people as one man, Now if you kill this people as one man, then the nations who have heard your fame will say, It is because the Lord was not able to bring this people into the land that he swore to give to them, and that he has killed them in the wilderness. And now please let the people of the Lord be great as you have promised, saying, The Lord is slow to anger, and abounding in steadfast love, forgiving iniquity and transgressions, but he will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers on the children to the third and the fourth generations. Please pardon the iniquity of this people, according to the greatness of your steadfast love, just as you have forgiven this people from Egypt until now. God promises judgment. Then the Lord said, I have pardoned according to your word, but truly as I live, and as all the earth shall be filled with the glory of the Lord, none of the men who have seen my glory and my signs that I did in Egypt and in the wilderness, and yet have put me to the test, these 10 times I have not obeyed my voice, shall see the land that I swore to them, to their fathers. And none of those who despise me shall see it, but my servant Caleb, because he has a different spirit and has followed me fully, I will bring to the land to which he went, and his descendants shall possess it. Now since the Amalekites and the Canaanites dwell in the valleys, turn tomorrow and set out for the wilderness by the way to the Red Sea. And the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, How long shall this wicked congregation grumble against me? I have heard the grumblings of the people of Israel, who say, Grumble against me. Say to them, As I live, declares the Lord, what you have said in my hearing I will do to you. Your dead bodies shall fall in the wilderness, and all your numbers listed in the census from 20 years old and upward, who have grumbled against me, not one shall come to the land where I swore that I would make you dwell, except Caleb the son of Jephunneh and Joshua the son of Nun. But your little ones, who you said would become a prey, I will bring in, they shall enter the land that you have rejected. But as for you, your dead bodies shall fall in the wilderness, and your children shall be shepherds in the wilderness 40 years, and shall suffer for your faithlessness, till the last of your dead bodies lies in the wilderness. According to the number of the days in which you spied out the land, 40 days a year, for each day you shall bear your iniquity 40 years, you shall know my displeasure. I, the Lord, have spoken. Surely this will do to all this wicked congregation who are gathered together against me in the wilderness. It shall come to a full end, and there they shall die. And the men whom Moses sent to spy out the land, who returned and made all the congregation grumble against him by bringing up a bad report about the land, the men brought up a bad report of the land, died by plague before the Lord. Of those men who went to spy the land, only Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb the son of Jehoshaphat remained alive. So basically, these men who pretty much lied to Israel, God killed them through plague. So there you go. That's why God hates liars. Israel defeated in battle. When Moses told these words to all the people of Israel, the people mourned greatly, and they arose early in the morning and went up to the heights of the hill country, saying, Here we are, we will go to the place that the Lord has promised, for we have sinned. But Moses said, Why now are you transgressing the command of the Lord, when that will not tongue tiger. When that will not succeed, do not go up, for the Lord is not among you, lest you be struck down before your enemies. For there the Amalekites and the Canaanites are facing you, and you shall fall with the sword, because you have turned back from following the Lord will not be with you. But they presumed to go up to the heights of the hill country, although neither the ark of the covenant of the Lord nor Moses departed out of the camp. And then the Amalekites and the Canaanites who lived in that hill country came down and defeated them and pursued them even to Hormah. Now they have another map here. It talks about the failed entry into Canaan. After the Lord had condemned people for refusing to enter Canaan, a group of Israelites changed their mind and tried to go up, even though neither Moses nor the Ark of the Covenant went with them. When they reached the hill country, they were beaten back by the Amalekites and Canaanites, who chased them all the way to Hormah. So basically, this takes place in southern Israel, and they travel from Kadesh Barnea, which is the Israel-Egyptian border today. They went through the wilderness of Zin to the Negev, which is southern Israel, all the way up to the Amalekites, who were around Hebron, which is in the West Bank today. They travel all the way up to the Canaanites, which are around Jerusalem, and the Canaanites defeated them, and they had to run all the way back to the Kadesh Barnea, to the Israel-Egyptian border. And that's that little map right there. It shows you where. It shows you, you see how they traveled right there. You go all the way up to Jerusalem from the Israel-Egyptian border, get defeated by the Canaanites, and they have to run all the way back down to the Israel-Egyptian border because they did not obey God. So that's why. But anyway, that's chapter 14. Talks about that, and I'll be right back with chapter 15 in a minute.